Heyo, well this is certainly some progress within the dedicated retro gaming handheld scene, as Anbernic has released their first official OS update that is for the rg353p model that includes their own custom front end. In general, update from Anbernic is very rare, so this is nice to see and looks like they're heading in the right direction and starting to keep up with the quality and service that the main competitors provide, the popular Retroid Pocket. Well, first in this video I'll show you how to download this and get this up and running onto your rg353p. Then later on we'll have a good look at what other services this updates provide. As always, hitting that like and sub goes a long way and each one is appreciated. With the link that is provided by Anbernic below, you will have 4 files to get. 2 instruction pages, 1 software tool and 1 ISO image weighing in about 3 GB. The instructions do a good job, so if you have any problems, please resort back to that and contact Anbernic themselves of any known issues. Within the firmware, you will find an SD card firmware tool. It is compatible with PC and it is all in Chinese, but you won't have to know Chinese to get this up and running. The first box that you have on the right hand side is to find and locate your image source, so give that a click and locate your ISO image that you recently downloaded. Now get a fresh new SD card that you are not using already for the device. A nice quality, decent speed is best. Mine is a 32 GB, plenty of room, and it's already formatted to FAT32. Now if your SD card is the only thing plugged into your PC, it should automatically have it selected. But to make sure, the bar at the top, you can pull that down and select the source you want this ISO image to be sent to. Now click the 4th box down, which is process. This will then transfer the image over. This took around about 5 minutes to do so, and then when this is complete, you should just have a little pop-up like so. Safely remove the SD card from the PC, and then I just personally always plug my handheld on charge with any updates just in case the battery dies and corrupts the installation. Remove all SD cards from the handheld and then pop in this one with the SD with the ISO image onto the far left hand side. Powered on, it should then take you around about a minute or 2 to hit the installation progress screen. Let me just try and stand this in a nice tidy way for you. Looks like this is not happening. Oh, I'll just change the camera position, that's easier. Now this part took around about 20 minutes to install and just like to hang in the middle of this process, and I thought I did have a problem, but it was all good, I just had to be patient. It would then prompt you to remove the SD card when the transfer is complete. It will then progress to be starting up for the first time and give you a pop-up that is being configured for the first time. This did then take around about 5 minutes, and then eventually we are finally in. This is the ending of a jobby around about 40 minutes. Scrolling up for the apps, I noticed there's no new apps but packed in with what it originally came with. On the pull down notification menu, I did see a change in the controller layout scheme to be the Switch or the Xbox layout. And now we have the game mode with Anbernic logo, which now load up for the first time this new front end. I haven't spent that much time I would like to, but let's cover the basics for now. Just get you to set up RetroArch first. A bit of a bother really, no pre-setup here. It did take around about 5 minutes to unpack. I found out at first it did not accept any controller input, so I had to do this all via touchscreen. To download the course first, you got to set up your Wi-Fi, as this is a fresh install. I should have done that at first, but then again, the Retroid Pocket 2 does give you an introduction installation process, so I think Anbernic should have really done that as well. Now back to RetroArch setting up, get all those cores, disable the over screen buttons, get your retro achievements, all that fun stuff. Now I'm going to pop in the SD card with all my ROMs that was in the same structure and the ROM folder layout as the ROM SD card it originally came with. Holding down the Y button does prompt you up then to scan the entire card to add to your collection. Yet again, only the right hand side SD card is only readable. Anbernic should have really included and unlocked the left hand side to really pack this up with 2 SD cards. It did take around about just over 5 minutes to process a 128 GB card full of ROMs. First I noticed that I did manage to keep the artwork I scraped using Linux OS, but that I couldn't find a way how to scrape your own art using this front end at the moment. Or even select a different style of viewing. For me, I personally like to go for the box art, but for a lot of the systems already managed to be added here, I was stuck with the game art. There's no way to change it at the moment. If any of you found a way to do so, let me know in the comment section below. though I am enjoying the layout and functionality of this front end quite a lot. Now we've got touchscreen, which unlike Linux OS, and everything set at the bottom bar where you can see the systems ahead. I think that's a really good layout. I found the front end to be very snappy and in out of games really well done. You can just hold the function button or press that and select to bring up RetroArch menu. On the selected system on the top right hand side, you can see a change in the layout structure with a more recent, or even what is nice by adding your own favorite games by just pressing X on a selected game. Pressing select on an open system brings up the settings menu where you can link up the emulator. It will do this automatically, but you may want to change things to get better compatibility. You could then go to the system and select the path to your ROMs. So if your auto scan did not add it correctly, you can then select the path where your ROMs are stored on your SD card. Holding down the select button on the front selection screen, you can then choose which system to include on your front end layout. When searching for a game, it does say to press X, but doesn't seem to pop anything up. But then onto the system selection screen, you can then see a search icon, which then you can filter through and find out a game if it's buried pretty deep. Be nice though to have a little shortcut button there. Also within each system, it will be nice to have allocated selected games to be linked up with a different emulator, because sometimes some games in the system folders will be alright with the recommended emulator, but then some games would need a different one, I found, especially with arcade games. The background could not be a PS3 one, but it's still pretty nice. A layout changer with an image scraper would still be good as well. Also within the game selection, a button to filter and skip through alphabet would be nice as well. You have to scroll down to get to the other end of your game list. I still think this is pretty great from Anbernic and a true competitor to what Retroid Pocket 2 is bringing. Perhaps this is a stepping stone to their future devices, especially if you don't mind the whole setting up process though, but to keep access to other Android features and to get a nice decent game layout is a nice direction. There are many fair few things I probably missed, but simply just let me know in the comments box below. And as always, thanks for watching, and if you liked it, hit that button. If you want to support this channel, click subscribe, leave your comments below, and I'll catch you lot on the next video.